444 on the 7th. And oh God, I'm out of it. Fuck, I'm so out of it. I was so deep in it. I was so deep in it one dream. And then, because as soon as as soon as I shut my mind out of this world, it's in another world. Deep in another world. Like, it's, even if I'm starting to go to sleep and I'm fading, the, and I get woke up, it's just like, oh my God, what the hell is happening? And then, last night, I was out and I'm in these weird dreams all the time. And then I was totally out, totally conked out in some other world. And then all of a sudden the dogs jumped up and ran out the door and all started barking. I was like, what the fuck? I had to wake you up, I'll tell you. And it was, I have no idea. It was seemed like serious business. And I got up real quick and I went and I got the flashlight and I was trying to look what was outside and I couldn't see anything. And the dogs were worked up. Oh my God. And then Stella was just so like, oh, did you see what I did? You see y'all? It's so funny when they handle business, how they get so like, oh, fuck, man. And so then went back to bed and she was just squealing and squawking. And then I just kept going, go back to sleep, go back to sleep. And so went back to sleep. And then I was, oh my God, I was in this weirdest dream. One of these girls from the show was at my house and she stole my clothes. I was like, bitch. And so I was trying to figure out how to handle it. And it's very strange. I won't even, it's weird. So I'm in the really weirdest thing happening in my dream. And all of a sudden Stella wakes me up again. And I was so deep in it. And I can't, so I'm out of it. It's like I'm not in this world yet. I'm still partly somewhere else. So it's really, fuck, man. Oh, damn. If things aren't weird enough, yeah, I totally agree with one guy who said, like, God, things get weirder every day. God, no shit. God, they're so weird. Everything is so weird. It is so unbelievably weird. It's like you're not real. Nothing's real. Things are just happening. Nothing is real. It's the weirdest thing. And but things keep happening. Like you keep doing things, but it's like none of this is real. I'm just doing this stuff and nothing's real. This is so weird. And but there's a lot going on. Oh, last night on the show there was a lot going on. The one girl, she got kicked off. But you know what's really I think intense, man, is people. Like, what the fuck? Okay, so she said something that was rude about her, an insensitive thing about um, Chinese people's eyes, you know. And I mean, I don't think a lot of people have said that, but I know a lot of people who have heavy lids and small eyes. Like I have small, deep set eyes, but I don't have heavy lids. But well, I don't know. It's subjective. Objective, it's whoever's the perceiver is the one who makes a decision, and you're gonna worry about what every single person in the fucking world's perceiving. That's exhausting. So, anyways, but my eyes are deep set and they're small and squinty, and but I know that there's people who, when their eyes get, if they've got small eyes and they're deep set and they're got heavy lids and stuff, a lot of them feel like that they look like they have that ethnicity's eyes. And and one thing too, I just saw this girl, beautiful, beautiful girl, Chinese girl, and she was talking about this whole situation, and she said that she has struggled from the time she was a kid with her eyes, but it's not because she didn't. Well, the culture creates the you do not like it. That's what they're doing with all this stuff. Like why people don't like their noses, they don't like their lips, they don't like this, they don't like that. And this is one thing too. Think about all the girls you've ever seen that you thought were pretty and how, their nose didn't make a difference, their lips didn't make, like, there's something more to beauty than this, you know, paper doll, potato head cutout bullshit that they're trying to do. Take this part, put that one on, do this one, do that one. You know, like people are potatoing, they're potato heading their face. I just saw this video. I sent it to Amy and she's like, I think some of those may be AI. I don't know. I mean, it is spooky what some people are doing to their faces. Like, oh my God. Even some of the guys. And I saw Mickey Rourke. They keep on throwing him up there. And I had seen him in an interview because I had a big mad crush on him back in the day. I was going, there was a certain place that he hung out that I was going to hang out. And I didn't know he was such a womanizer. And every single girl in the world loved him. I had no idea about that. Not until I saw this interview recently. But he said the reason he had to get this surgery on his face is because he was getting so plummeted, getting his face pounded. It broke bones and shit. And he was doing repair on his face in order, and that's why he looks so weird. Because the reason he was going in and being plummeted like that is because he didn't love himself. Even when he started being successful, he started self-sabotaging and stuff. It was an interesting interview, especially if you think about mental health much like me. I'm obsessed. So, anyways, man, I'm already spinning this record. Fuck, what song am I on? Hold on. Oh, god damn. Okay. The show and the rudeness. Okay, so the girl, the Chinese girl talking about her eyes. She was explaining how they have just one lid is how they look at it, and they don't have a separation or something, an indenture, and in their community, and this is in the black community, people who are too dark, they are um what would the word be? It's not like racist, but they are thought of not being attractive in their own culture. Like each culture has their things of like their beauty standard. So this is so beautiful. Well, in China, they are in, she said it's not just China, Eastern Asia, Central, or the whole Asian community, all the people who would be considered Oriental, but there's like off branches too, because like I think the people like in the Philippines, and there's a lot of countries that I think are branches of the that tribe. And so she said in their culture, and in the black one, like, yeah, it's the darker skin. Like if you have creamy skin of like it looks like somebody added cream to you, that is where they are like, oh yeah, that's the skin you want. Oh, you're too black. You're never gonna get anywhere in life. That's what they'll. I mean, and these things are created, but some of them are so deep and so long standing, and we got to look at them and be like, we got to stop this shit, man. Who fucking cares? Learn how to love yourself, man. And that's what this girl was talking about. So she said that, so where she is raised, and she said anybody who makes it, they go get this surgery. And she said it's a double eyelid surgery or something. So they make them an extra eyelid, or they cut in here to create this thing or something. I don't really know. But so she was saying everybody goes and gets this double eyelid surgery so that they have more, I don't know, not their tribe's eye shape. And so, because it's just different tribes. I mean, we do have lab created people too, but there's different tribes that are here. And so, which is different. I look at it as tribes, but it's different from different aliens. There's different aliens, like that were colonized a long while ago. Because the Anunnaki did not make all the people, and didn't make them all look different and shit. And they didn't put them by the equator to change what they look like. It's so fucking absurd. But oh, speaking of the Anunnaki, though, let's just throw this out there. They've now taken over the phones somewhere in either South America or Central America. I can't remember which place. But they took over the phones in another place and told them, hey, we're here, we're coming for you. Like, we're here for you. So they keep taking over the phones in different cities and towns for hours and sending messages. So maybe it's the White House. I don't know, who's doing it, what's going on, or anything. I'm just saying this is happening, supposedly. Everything is, well, it could be, but it could be. So, what are you going to do? Oh, no, no, no way. Well, okay. If that's the way you want to be, go for it. Like, that's not how I am. So, anyways, this girl, she was talking about this surgery and that she always had these eyelids, and she struggled for her whole life to accept her face and not go in and change it. She said she almost did. She almost got the surgery. She was all set up, and then she didn't. And so she went in the direction to learn to love herself. So she just decided, she wanted to really love her eyes. And she is so pretty. This girl's so pretty. It just is so crazy how they get people to overlook themselves, the beauty inside of them, and the beauty that they show, that they express in order to change. And it's usually the people who don't like themselves are the ones that contort their face, and they're unhappy, they're miserable because they don't look good enough, and then but then you get this weird, like, oh, I've got the boobs, the blonde hair, the big butt, it's like, how fucking shallow you gotta be to think that's all you need. That's all you need, everybody. That's all we need to be happy. We just go get a boob job. I got that, and it didn't work. Well, I guess I was missing the BBL. I should have got the BBL, so I was in balance. But anyways, I don't know. We'll see how it works out. But one thing, though, I was thinking, Crystal, is, and I said it in the comment, but the med beds would probably be their saving grace, because I mean, I don't know, these girls that are, because some of them, it could be their natural ass. They may not have any kind of enhancement, but they maybe just do 200,000 squats a day or something to keep their butt up there. But it's like, you have to do that now for the rest of your life, like or it's gonna fall. You build up that muscle. Where's it going? It is something about athletes too. Is a lot of athletes, when they stop athleting, that they gain a ton of weight because their body's so used to just this heavy duty workout, and they get in really shitty shape. Like, whatever you do, you have to continue. So you have to find your own lifestyle. So I don't know. There's a lot. But what could be their saving grace, again, is the med bed thing, because maybe that's going to, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Because there's some big buds out there. When those things start falling, it's going to be like, dang, you have to strap them up. Whoever's going to make those body conscious underwear to hold your butt up, that's where you want to invest. Some of these buds, they be hitting back in the back of their, like, nearly to their knees if they fall. It's like, fuck, dude, you better really like squats, and ask some old people how that feels. Like, because but aging and everything is going to be changing, so we're going to be going in a new direction, and these people are the ones behind us, so they're going to be less aged than any of us, so they may never have the experience of their butt falling. So anyways, we'll see. But back on this eyes. So the girl said that she didn't get the surgery, and then she just decided she was going to learn how to love herself and accept her eyes and stuff. And so it took her years and years and years to do that. And of course, that's the best way to go. And but she could totally understand, and it's so looked down upon, like, in their own culture. And so she wasn't near as offended as this girl commenting like that as some people. Like, some people are so offended. And but and I don't know the color of the people who are attacking her, but also she is a minority. So, like, because America, well, I don't even know who all from all whatever countries, but they're going in on her so hard that they are sending death threats. They're attacking her family. They are like hunting her down. Like, they found the tree, they got the rope, they're ready to go. Like, they've gone absolutely insane over a motherfucking comment. It's like, are you seriously? You've gone through your whole life and you've never said anything that offended somebody? Well, more power to you, bitch. Because I don't know. You're a saint, I guess. Because I think the rest of us, that we've all at some point offended somebody, and when we see somebody else offend somebody, that we just feel like, oh, You know, it sucks. But I'm not gonna go in on like, you know, you stupid ass. You should have fucking know better. Like if you knew better, you wouldn't be fucking doing it. I mean, she didn't even take the video down when, you know, and it's been years. This is an old fucking video that they found, and in her saying that and saying it rudely or derogatory or whatever, which is also kind of subjective, you know, how somebody talks to you. You know, we all hear different things. But but so she is, but saying that on there, if she thought it was wrong, she would have taken the video down and tried to hide it. Like, you know, I mean, she's out there trying to be an influencer, a makeup influencer. So, which, yeah, I'll tell you another fucking weird thing about the makeup influencers, that they use filters. Like, what? And now they're just dropping like flies. Like, oh my God, these filters, they're making me feel so insecure. Really? Really? This is what I'm talking about. It's like you can see things way before they happen. And then as they start to happen, it's like, so slow roll. It's a very slow boil. It's like watching the pan boil. And it's like, come on. So anyways, but so the people have decided that they are ready to kill this girl over this comment. Like they hate her, hate her. And again, she's also a minority. So what are you fixing to do? I hate crime here. Like, get your shit together, people. Try and, as your hate comes to the surface, try and recognize it's coming out of you, and you are the one who needs to do something about it. And who knows what the certain triggers are and how they are linked to other past lives and stuff in deeper parts of you, you know. So, but you got to go internal. You don't go out and start like that's the creation of bad karma right there. You're gonna go after somebody like so. Anyways, so she got kicked off the show. And it has been such a big drama leading into this because the people on the show, they don't have access to anything. They have no idea what's going on in the world. They are in this villa out in Fiji and on an island, which Fiji is 300 islands apparently. And they are out on this island, and their food's brought to them, everything. They don't have phones. They only have the phone that is the Love Island phone. The only phone that I think they can do videos and send pictures to each other, and in Love Island can communicate with them, but they can't communicate outside of that. They can't like call their family or something. So none of them know what the fuck's going on. And so and Sierra was playing the game. Like she had gotten coached for playing the game, and she went in knowing how to maneuver through. And it was like she grabbed on to the guy who seemed like the likely, you know, I don't know how much she really liked him. I mean, she locked on. He was already taken when she came on, and she took him from that other girl. And then the other girl was the sweetest. Oh my God. And she was very spiritual, and she was really, I really liked her. Her name was Belle, and she got kicked off right away because Sierra. And so Sierra just kind of left you a bad taste right off the bat to me, because I really liked that girl because she was like a lot deeper of a character. But, and she wouldn't do all the kissing and all that stuff. And so the guys would just kiss her on the cheek and stuff, not all this like tongue and stuff. When I'm seeing videos on TikTok where guys are being grossed out by the kissing too, I sent one to Sierra yesterday on here in the comments. But there is, yeah, it's intense, and all the asses too. He made a comment about the butts, so it is crazy intense, and these people have no idea how they're being perceived, and the producers are just telling them do this, do that, because the producers are just out to me. They're a product of they're being used for views and stuff like that, and they're just, you know, in the winner gets 100,000, which I'm pretty sure we all know who the winner is going to be at this point, because after Sierra got booted last night, they got together, and this is the couple that people have wanted together. Like, it's an online sensation. They even did a name joiner for these people. Like they didn't call him Nick and Alondria. Now it was just Nicolandria. Everybody wanted Nicolandria. And so everybody was all into it. So people were going crazy last night. They were so excited. And, but, so Nick got up in the morning and he was just single. And so they come in the middle of the night. The other girl, they did this too. And she had said the N word. And, on some old video that they found that surfaced. And she was off early, like in the first week of the show. And so this is the end. And she had already locked it in with this guy. She's had sex with him all the fucking time. She's like, where all this like witch TikTok is saying she put a spell on him. They're talking about that. Then there's other ones talking about how manipulative she is, because as soon as another girl wanted him, she went and just got him to, lock it in sex. And because then you got that to hang over him. Oh, we had sex, and now you're just gonna leave me. So girls do that. Like, I mean, that's the thing. They really do it. So hold on. So, oh yeah, I want to talk about that too. Okay. So the girl, they come in the middle of the night and tell them they have to go. And so her family posted last night. And so the one girl who was already kicked off in the beginning, she said that they take them and they hold them in a hotel for days and they have no idea what's going on when they leave the show. And I don't know if it's to talk to them, to counsel them, to prepare them. I don't know. It's to get them to flight. I'm not sure what the deal is. You'd think that they had their own plane or something, because it's the show. Peacock is owned by NBC apparently. So it's because everything is owned by everything. It's like, it all goes back to these two corporations, which I'm sure goes back to the same fucking family. And so a group of families, a group of controlling fucking money hoarder motherfuckers, that's what. So hold on. So she has no idea. She just got kicked off the show because this is, it's real time. This isn't a filmed show. It's happening as we're watching. And so she got taken off the show, and there's been such, the lynch mob demanding that she would be taken off the show. People are outraged, and so it's a whole thing. Like, and because America's going to push, America. I keep saying America, but this is global. Everybody's watching this show. And so the running. So anyways, she was taken off, and so she's not home yet or anything. She's at this hotel for 3 days, has no idea what's going on. And so her family, this is the second time they've posted, and I think they're posting on her thing, but the family's distraught. The family is tore up, and I think it's on Twitter where they're commenting, and they are saying, please stop the insanity, you guys. Like, this is getting crazy. Like, all these death threats and stuff. I mean, she's a nice person. Everybody who loves her, She's not a horrible person. And all of her followers, like, this girl's whole life is this building up her followers. Because that's what she wants to just be, a makeup influencer. She wants to be famous for putting on makeup or whatever. There's so many of these people. It's like, it's very competitive. So, and she's done nothing but lose followers. Like, she was losing, the last I had heard, there was 350. But then I had just heard somebody say she lost 125 over one night. So I don't know if that's when it very first started, or if it's another 125,000 are gone. She's losing followers like crazy. And she lost the guy who she was sitting there saying like they were going to be a couple when they got out. He's still on the show, and now he's hooked up with the girl who everybody wanted him to be with. Everybody could see, even the people who do the show have come out publicly and say, oh yeah, that when they're in the room together, it's you can feel the vibe, and everybody wants them to be together. Like the narrator of the show, the MC girl of the show, everybody was like, they wanted this couple to be together, all of America. So they just got together. It's real cute too, because it's like, were we always supposed to be together? And we were worried about these other people, but now they're gone. So it's like, I don't know. It reminds me very Age of Aquarius kind of, about love. Like it totally is making me see this other thing. Like I'm really curious to see if these two are real connected, and that's a whole complex thing. I'll talk about that more later, but because about love and the changes and what is bringing people together and stuff. Like things are changing in our world, and what you want to do is, if you're in a couple, like if you're a couple, you don't have to be like, well, I got somebody better out there, I'm just gonna fuck this guy over. No, but you can always improve your relationship, but you gotta be, going, it has to create its own balance. You can't carry somebody, and it will fall apart. Everything that's not good for you is going to fall apart. And so lots and lots of relationships have been falling apart for a long time. And I hate to say, because I know there's people in relationships, and I'm not saying every relationship sucks, but unhealthy relationships are not. If somebody's carrying it, or it's just, things are going to fall apart to do better. So, but if you have a partner and you're trying to be healthy and they're trying to be healthy, and you guys are, in a good headspace, and you talk to each other, communicate, and you don't play games and all that toxic shit, then don't worry about it. Just focus on becoming good people and being not toxic to each other or to anybody else. When you have a relationship that you can work on you in it seems like a pretty good relationship. And when somebody's not trying to control you and make you into their paper doll or their puppet. So anyways, the family's freaking, because there's so much hate online. There's so much attacking. There's so many videos just talking shit about her constantly, and she has no idea what she's coming out to. Like, she thinks she's coming out to fame, and I don't know if they're preparing her at the hotel or what, but it's going to be super devastating. Her family's saying, she's a strong person, she's going to come back from it, but, my daughter was like, man, I don't know, man, if you came out in all this, like, I don't know, is she going to do herself in? It's like, oh, this is intense, man. So anyways, so she's out and she's over there, and even the girl who tried to shake off, like, who was her moderator, who was her trainer or something. Now there's more videos of her out. Like, she's in Italy right now, because now people are following her around, and she was saying racist shit there, or rude shit, like, not culturally inappropriate or culturally insensitive. There's a lot of people who travel to other places, and they are just like, when you're going to another place, you're going to another world, you're going into another culture, you're going into another reality, another space of existence. It's not the same. Like, it's not the same. The people aren't the same. Nothing's the same. And that's, this is a part of life that people have to accept or something. Like, it's not like everybody's supposed to be American and be in America. Like, if that's what you want, stay in America. Don't go travel around. Well, I want to see old buildings. Well, the people who have been living there a long fucking time, so shut the fuck up. So, those buildings are, well, the culture is old too, so leave them the fuck alone. It's just like, goddamn. And so, I don't know, people get so focused on this, and then they create so much hate, and they're ready to go, these people. It's like, God, to me, it just shows how much hate that people carry in their hearts, and you got to fucking release that shit. I got into another argument with a different daughter yesterday because she's her family's very multicultural, and so she is in panic mode because she believes the blue news, and all these people believe that Donald has seriously made this alligator Alcatraz to kill the immigrants. It's like, okay, for one thing, you have no idea who this person is. You don't know what this guy's all about. Because if you knew him, you would no way in a million years ever think he would do something like that. And so you are hating somebody that you don't really know, and you are projecting a lot of information on him. It's like, this is the stuff that people are going to wake up to, their biases. Why do you think this when it, you know, if you listened to the guy or you knew the guy or something, you'd see a different person than what you're projecting. And so, but also he's surrounded by people who are exposing themselves and trying to create drama. And so I don't know about this woman. They say she's on his administration, she's picked by him or something. He also picks people to bring them on the stage so that they can hang themselves. So he, and I don't know, because I don't follow along with all this shit. But apparently she said that, you know, she's getting off on the alligator Alcatraz. She's real excited about this, and that every Mexican needs to be put inside there and let the alligators eat them. She literally said this in a tweet or something. Like, that all the Mexicans should be eaten by the alligators or some crazy shit. It's like, and so people, you know, automatically they're like, well, this is coming from him or something. It's like, no, he's not like he's got friends of every different. He doesn't look at people like that. He doesn't look at them. And yeah, when he came down and he was like, you know, these Mexicans, these bad guys. He was talking about the terror organizations. He wasn't talking about all the people. You know, it's just like. But, I mean, he was trying to talk. He was saying, you know, the bad guys and stuff, but they take snippets and they put them on the blue news, and then they misinterpret, or they purposely misinform the people. And so it's a misinterpretation of what he's saying. They take snippets and sound bites and shit. And then they put it out as the news, and then they all talk about it and how horrible he is and stuff. It's like progressive movement is to hate the guy, and it's like, you guys don't realize how much you have hate inside of you, and this is your opportunity to see that, but they don't see it. But something's, you know, the lights may be flashing, but they're about to come on. So, and I still don't know what the scenario is going to be that's going to turn the lights on, but they're coming on, baby. And so, hold on. It's getting cold. So, anyways, get a breath. Okay. So, anyways, the shut the fuck up. Okay. Where was I? Not there. Oh, okay. Okay, so so I still stand on that this alligator situation is for the money hoarders, and that's politicians, like the people who have committed crimes that are against the rest of us. And confirmation, or I just drank that tea. But anyways, what we're gonna call confirmation. So, anyways, but look at all the situations, how it brings up so much stuff. So my daughter, she's really panicking. She said they're moving to Mexico. He's got family there, and all of them, because he's got family here too, and they're all just like, let's fucking go. And my other daughter, who was talking about this too, I was, yeah, but have you seen this? Have you seen these things that they're saying? And they're like, online? And I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't mean it's really happening. what is so wacky about this thing is that when I very first started telling them, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening, and they were all like, oh my God, mother, where do you come up with this? Where do you see this? You see this stuff online and you believe everything you see online. You're so crazy. Just stop. Quit believing everything you see online. Well, have the tables turned? So, yeah, I pointed that out. And then that became a frustration. Just stop. This is really happening. Like, stop trying to pretend like it's not. It's like, if you don't see that where's the evidence? Show me the fucking evidence, because they've got it on film. Well, they fucking make this shit up. And they are paying people to go on and create these videos. That's already come out, man. There's people being paid, influencers and shit, being paid to misdirect the public. And like I said, whatever, a week or so ago, I don't know how many of them are handed a script and they just do it for money, or they were thinking through, or they look into it and they know that they're lying. I don't know. They just, they're following an agenda. They're following a narrative. They're being paid to push an opinion. And yeah. How much is your soul worth? So, because that's what you're doing. You're selling your soul. So, and these kids on this show, they don't realize, like, they're selling their soul. Like, this girl's about to be hit hard with the truth. And, but, if this other couple, if they are like, I don't know, twin flame is a thing of those, what people say all the time. But if they really are, then, that is going to go in a real different direction. There's going to be a real separation in directions of how this plays out for people, I would say. I think these people will probably win the money, and they'll, I don't know, I think they could end up being together. They could end up being an influential couple as things move on. And we'll see. We'll see how things play out. But that's the kind of magic we're opening up to, in the separation of the energies. And that people, you can say and look a certain way, but your energy is what you got to focus on. And your energy comes from your pain and suffering. And so if you let your pain and suffering drive you, your energy is going to be toxic. So that's why you want to clean it up and redirect and live in intention, mindfulness, because, she wouldn't have, the one girl wouldn't have said something like that if she was culturally more sensitive, and she wasn't driven by, popularity or whatever, just trying to be funny or cute or whatever she was doing. And I'm sure she's probably changed some since she did that one. I don't know. But people's past is going to come back. I mean, really, it's making me think, like, fuck, have I said something that's insensitive? Somebody's going to come and grab that little snippet. No, look at this is who she is. This person right here. All the other thousands of hours don't matter. It's this one statement. God, she's so insensitive. And it's like, murder, get her. I was like, fuck, dude. So, anyways, so but my daughter, she was like, well, we're gonna move, and she brought up the alligator Alcatraz thing, and I said, I don't believe it's for Mexican people at all. I believe it's for politicians. So, and she's like, oh my God, where would you even come up with that? It's like, because I'm not just watching the blue news. Get off the blue news. Get off the blue. And it's not even just the news, because nobody's watching the news. But there's like, you see the news all the time because you're online and people are talking about things. And so when you follow a certain chord, it's always going to lead to the same place, the same speaker. So it's the bleed out from the direction. And so even if you're following on social media and you follow this thought process, that is going to go through all these people. And there's so many people, and they're so outspoken. The people who are full of hate are the ones out there just chattering away. And they're saying hateful fucking things like these kids deserved it. Like, their parents are horrible people, so they deserved it. And then there's people being like, what in the sociopath is going on? Because this isn't the first time where, I mean, they've been cheering for this, for Donald to be murdered. And so they are, the amount of hate that they have inside of them, and they don't even recognize it. They think it's acceptable. You know, who they hate is worth hating, I guess. And that they are valid in their hatred, in their horrible way of looking at things. Like, okay, so you guys are going to be held for a lot of insensitive shit then, probably, because you guys are pretty fucking toxic. But, you know, we'll see how it plays out, because a lot of that energy and the separation, you know, you continue to carry that, you're going to have to heal some deep wounds to get, because if you continue carrying it, see ya. Because some of us are going towards the love and light, and some of us are going towards the hate that we carry. So there's going to be a lot of that. So, you know, and I did find myself, I'm like, I'm not going to fight and argue. I'm not going to, you know, I'm going to say, you know, it's about the love. You got to find love. I'm not going to argue about this stuff. You know, you're going to see what you see. Because back in 2020, I would argue. I would try and get people to see. In 2016, I tried to wake people up all the time. I was constantly, and I was just getting called crazy all the time. And then when I started seeing more and understanding, especially the media manipulation, and I started trying to tell people, I'm just too crazy, don't listen to me, and all that. And then, oh, you just believe anything you hear. And it's like, it's so funny how, and when I said that too, that's so weird how I'm crazy if I listen to stuff online, but you guys aren't. It's like, that's so weird. So, but they are being very misled. And I know that it is bringing a lot of stuff to the surface that needs to come to the surface. And when the lights come on, that's what you need to be looking at, is what came to the surface. Don't be judging yourself and hating yourself and taking your anger out on everybody. Just look at yourself under the microscope and see, like, you know, pick out the stuff you don't want. Like, I don't want to be like that. God, I can't believe. Because when I realized it, the hate that I was carrying is, yeah, it makes you feel very shameful, very like ignorant and ashamed of yourself. So there's gonna be a lot of that being purged out in our society. Like, it's coming. Like, all this preparation to get there is gonna be. Um, I think we'll understand more when things turn why it had to go at such a slow pace, because it's gonna be so extreme, I think. But so on the kids, all these kids in Texas, that the the camp was for rich people who are really into politics, which a lot of rich people are really into politics because they want to control where the money goes, and so they get, you know, they're, you know, they're the ones who are giving, you know, $1 million to the effort to get this person in the office. So these people give big money. And so these group of people who took their kids to this camp are those people. They're driving from mansions. I mean, limos came and dropped these kids off. And the place where they had it has a deep history. It's called Mystic Lake or something, and that has a deep history. Maybe there was some battles there where some tribes were killed or something. So there's some deep wounds there. So then when I had heard of that, I was like, oh, well, yeah, that. And I'm definitely not trying to be insensitive. And, you know, because a lot of people, when they don't understand reincarnation, they think you're minimizing all this stuff and you have no sensitivity to what's really happening in the world. And it's like, it's so much deeper, though, than y'all are looking at. And so, yeah, I was like, oh, well, there's probably some, the energy is going full circle. So there's probably some people who just left in that place that were at that place at another time. So things are going full circle, and kids are old souls too. They're not kid souls. So they've got some experience under their belt. They've got some stuff, and even though they can't remember, parents can't remember it, because that's a part of the story. That's a part of the healing. That's a part of your journey. So you're not supposed to remember everything, because it wouldn't give you the same impact. So, anyways, that there's more going on in that whole situation, in a spiritual kind of thing. Because another thing about that camp is it's supposed to be, so maybe it's saying like you said it was like a churchy kind of camp, but it's not a church camp. It's more of a spiritual, like get down with nature kind of thing. Like, I don't know if they go out and do meditation and yoga and stuff, or sing to Jesus. I'm not sure what they do at this camp, but it was supposed to be more spiritually led. And then it's in this place where white people killed darker people or something. And there's so much of that. Like, there's a lot of lakes around. And then I had said, like, you gotta think of, like, there's a lot of spirits in form to be in here playing this stuff out, but there's also an energetic spiritual form that is here, like the spirits of the past, the ancestors and stuff. There's, when the water is going, it is flowing with an energy. It is being manipulated. Like, there's that going on too, but there is still, like, things are going to play out the way they're supposed to play out. It's just the way it is. And water can be coming with the, like, you could look at it, and I'm just giving a possibility. I'm not saying this is it, this is the truth, is that the water is being driven by people who were murdered in this area, and their spirits are there, and people who were involved are being taken by the people who, so everything comes together in a very natural state of existence on the universe. Like, there's nothing is by accident. Nothing, everything is so set. It's so destined and stuff. And you cannot fight destiny. Like, you just can't. It's set. It's like you're running down a hill, and then all of a sudden you want to stop. It's like you're going to keep going. The momentum is going. So the momentum, destiny is momentum. It's in play, and we are in play. And so, think of that in multiple ways, because we're in a play. And so it's in play, and that destiny is already in motion. So you can't stop it. It's like you had to choose a different life to come into, to experience. But this is a big experience, and there's a lot of cleansing. Just like, okay, so if just for instance, if those souls were ones that were involved, this is their cleansing. This is the going full circle. This is, getting the experience all the way around. And so it's a completion. So things happening can seem horrible and tragic to us, but it can be a completion for the soul, and it can be a very cleansing. So, we just got to look at things deeper, because there's a lot of stuff we just don't know, all the deep storylines going on around us. So so anyways, we got that. And the people, oh yeah, and the hate, and the people saying they deserve it and stuff like that, and because they're who their parents were and stuff. I was like, God dang, man, people are so hateful, and there's so much hate. I can't even believe how people are getting so, they're gonna kill this girl because she said chinky. She said my eyes look chinky, like, and you're gonna kill her. And she said years ago. Like, what the fuck, man? I can't believe that we live in a world where people are so busy trying to look at other insensitive people that they can't even notice their own, and their own hate that they're driving. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. So, and so anyways, but Donald is a huge catalyst. That's going to be like, it's got a lot of focus, and that's why it's going to be like big. And whoever this lady is who said that, it could be to create attention and drama, to get people to pay attention to what's happening because something big's about to happen. Or it can be that she's being exposed for being a really horrible person, and we don't want these people being our senators and our Congress, and we don't want them representing us. They're fucking fuckery, man. They're out for themselves. They're a bunch of greedy, crazy people. And so, And that's why they're going to end up in the alligator Alcatraz, as far as I'm concerned. That's what I think is going to happen. I think, because why isn't it filling up already? Why aren't they just filling up? They're just going and just stealing people. Why are they dumping them in the middle of the ocean? Like, put it all together, people. Like, you say this, you say this, you say this. Like, it's mental. It's like, what in the world do you guys listen to? Like, it's mental. And it is all because you hate this person. You don't believe anything, and you believe everything that is bad. It's like, well, if you could stop hating them, you may see something different, but it's up to you. So, anyways, okay, we got that going. We got that going. We got this. Did I finish that? Well, the other thing I wanted to say was about something else I saw. So, XRP. It kind of, I mean, I decided to invest in silver, but when I was listening to these XRP people talk, I was like, dang, maybe I should have got a little bit more into the, I don't want to say Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is, I think that's going down hard, because it's got so much evil attached to it, because that's what these people would use in order to pay for like red room, like it's used in the human trade industry in not a good way. So it's a bad coin. Yeah, bit. So it's a bitch ass coin. So and it has nothing that really backs it, because it was it's creepy money. And so, anyways, I think it's going to go down hard. But XRP is the same kind of thing. Whatever Bitcoin is, it's different than how we have this paper money. It's some kind of online thing, and so you use. It's like I don't know. I would just be trying to make it up, so I don't know. But so, anyways, but I saw these people with that are into XRP, that they've invested in it, and so they're watching everything about it. Well, the thing about this new quantum thing is going to be, and I heard this back in 2020 when I was listening to Charlie, and he said it's going to be XRP, and that. So I knew it was going to be online money, but I didn't know, I don't know all these things. I'd heard of Bitcoin before. I mean, and he talked about it has to be asset backed, that everything that's not asset backed is going to go. But once I had heard so much of the crimes that were used for that other, then I was like, ooh, that carries a lot of dark energy. Ooh, I don't know if they can clean that shit up. And then I don't think it's asset backed at all. I think it's driven by these people, this way they do with the currency. They move it to how they want it to be. So, anyways, it's manipulated somehow. So, but the other one that we're going into, so the choice over this thing, so it will be gold backed. So it has to have gold to back it, and so this person who I heard talking, so they said, and they were talking about like the FDIC. I'll put the video in, because they were going to do some live talking. So anybody who's really wanting to hear about this, because a lot of people don't understand about the money thing. And I had mentioned something yesterday to somebody, and they were like, "Oh, God, tell me more, tell me more," and because a lot of people are in deep. And they want to know, like, oh, you mean there's something that's going to get us out of this? It's like, yes, it's coming, it's coming. And so the money, okay, hold on a second. I got really distracted for a second. The bird just chattering, and TV upstairs. So let me think for a sec. Okay, so he had said that XRP was going to be, and he had said when the Iran and the dinar, when you see stuff about that, that is when you're going to know shit is about to go, and that has been going. Confirmation. And so the XRP. Oh, okay. So she said that on June 14th, there's some big thing that's gonna happen, and it's something with the FDIC, something about they're moving all this money on to XRP, or moving it on to it. So they're backing it. So all the gold. And she said, you wrap your head around this because the amount that they're saying is going on there is like, I can't remember the exact number, but the last part is a cajillion. So it was like 100 cajillion or something. It was a huge number, but cajillion. That's over trillion. It's over a billion. It's over a million. We're up in the cajillions. Like, what? Like, we all knew, like, anybody who was following the money thing knew that there was a lot of money that's going back into humanity, but it sounds kind of wild and wacky. There's a cajillion dollars. And so they're putting a cajillion dollars onto the XRP. And then it's supposed to be there on the 14th. And there's another thing, too, about the 21st. So maybe it's the 21st. There's something with these 2 dates of this month. And so that this is going on there. So these people who have invested into that stock or that coin or whatever it is, that's what I'm saying, is I don't really know. And they were being like, keep it on the down low. Don't tell anybody how much you have because it's about to skyrocket. Like, these people who put in their money into that are like, we're about to be cajillionaires because all of their coin things, whatever these things are, they're tokens, they're about to be worth like 27.1K each or something. So they are all like giddy. They're like, oh, and that's who I heard talking about it, how excited they were. I only know that what Charlie had said, that's what you want to watch. That, I'm worrying, I'm saying it too often now, is that, and the people who are in that are saying, oh, look at this, look at this. And so the government is putting in this huge cajillion dollars into this thing. And so this could be this could be it. My God, I hope so. And so, because it's got all those things that Charlie had said. It's got the situation in Iran. He said, and watch for the peace treaty things. And we've been watching peace treaty after peace treaty. All of the put your weapons down, people, if you want to move forward. And so all of that's been happening. There was a big thing that happened with the oh Lord, dinar a couple weeks ago, where it skyrocketed up or something. And I don't know all the different things and stuff. I just know that there was certain things to watch, and that they are just domino effect, domino effect. They're just hitting one after another. So we could seriously be super close to finally having this. And one of the people I was talking to about it, who was like, "Tell me more," and one thing that people don't know is, or, like, not everybody knows, and the things that you want to look into if you want to look into this, because she was like, well, how can I get more information? Can you explain this? Can you explain it to my dad and stuff? And I was like, what you want to look up is Nasara, Gesara. And so Nesara and Gesara. And it was what was supposed to happen 25 years ago on September. And that's why they blew that down, because there was a whole thing about money and information that was in there, and they needed to, because they were not going to do it. And it was supposed to go into effect. They were supposed to put us back onto the gold standard. And they were, and it's more than that. It's the releasing of technology, patent, all sorts of stuff. And so when you look it up, you'll see. And so they were supposed to do it then. And then all the way back to JFK, it was about that then too, why they took him out, because he, whatever it was, this stuff, and it also has to do with the Cuban Missile thing and stuff. Like, there was a lot of stuff. And that's when he did his speech of, there's a hidden group of people who are trying to control the people, and I'm going to come out here and tell the people. And whatever that speech was, it was the battle that he was going through with the dark side, and trying to control the money and the resources, because that's how you control the people. And so, because we are just subjects to them, we don't pull off and go like, we don't need your money. We'll just barter with each other. Fuck you. No, we got all greed driven. Like people start being like, I want more. And then they sold people on like, well, you can have this, you can have this, you can have this, you can have a perfect life. Just have a lot of money. It's like they were selling people a lie, but people bought on. And then they started, killing their family members for insurance money and shit. So go get married, kill the wife so we can get insurance money. Like there's crazy shit that started happening over this. So, anyways, but it goes all the way back. Who knows? Like, I can't remember which guy took us off the gold standard, but it's been a problem since. And so there's been things trying to, this battle, is the micro macro, there's a lot of battles, and it's all for this freedom that we're going towards. And because it's all about control. So the control and freedom have been at battle. And so but when it does go, your house is not going to have the value that you think it has. So you can think like, well, I'm going to have a $650,000 house and I'm going to sell it and then I'm going to have a lot more money. It's like, no, your house is going to be worth shit. So that's going to be the thing. And one thing over here too, which I thought this was interesting. Jesus Christ, man. Let's get a little closer. So the one house, okay, so the one mansion house, lake, beautiful house over there. I don't know, I mean, we all have subjective, objective over mansions. Like, I do know a real mansion is like real spread, but these big giant houses, I don't know. I think they're pretty much considered mansions, but I don't know, giant houses on the lake that are expensive. So this, the one that I had my eye on first was I think almost 8 or 9 million. So it was almost 2 million. It was just right below 2 million, and it sold real quick. And I was like, that's quite interesting because I know we're teetering. And there's like I've been watching the information on the economy stuff for a long while, and I was like, man, that's weird. And I was thinking it must be cash. It must be that the people had cash and bought it because I can't imagine that there's banks out there loaning this kind of money right now because I don't think they have it. And so, just like my bank sent out that new stuff, and the people with the Exxon, right? They were talking about there's not going to be banks anymore. There's not going to be. You're going to have Ripple, the X, and something else, and you'll do everything online. But those places will be places that you can go and have them talk to people about, how to maneuver your finances. And so it's like support system. So oh yeah, so the other, okay, so that one sold real quick and people just moved in. And then the next one went for sale. And so it's a couple doors down and it's like, oh, so cute. And they wanted like 1.6 or something. And so they got an offer, cash offer, 1.5. So they got an offer for cash, 1.5, and they're refusing it. They're saying no, they want all their money. But that to me was like, oh, see, I think the only way that I think it has to be cash. I don't think that you can get these kind of loans right now. I think you have to have the money. And so, but also, can you imagine if you had 1.5? You have to really love that house because you've just spent all your money on it, and then it's going to be worth nothing. It will be, there would still be people who would want it. It would be still worth more than other places, but there's going to be a lot of changes to be spending that kind of money on a place. So I don't know. Maybe they've got $100 million and they don't give a shit. But also, if they're just keeping their money as currency, it's gonna just go up in flames. It's gonna be like because we were having a conversation out there when they were talking about this, and they were like, oh, I would be taking that money and going here and going there and stuff. And I said, not me. I'd take that. I'd keep the house because as soon as this crashes, that would be like you just take all that paper out there and just burn it, throw it in the sky. It won't matter. So you could have 1.5 million in your pocket, but if it's a bunch of paper, it's paper. It's not nothing. There's nothing backing it. Because it has no value. It has no worth. So yeah, I'd keep the house. So anyways, but everybody's got their own storylines they're playing out, and and it's going to impact them in different ways. It has to do with their soul journey. It has to do with Jesus Christ. It just gets louder and louder. It has to do with they're here to work on. God damn. So, anyways, that's the thing on the money is that you can think like, well, I have this or that, and it's worth this or that, but the value of things is about to change. Oh, thank you for a second. So the value of things is about to change, and so houses are supposed to go back to the prices of like the 50s or 60s, and then it's supposed to stay there. So and back then you could go buy a house for like $5,000, $6,000. So regular houses, and Donald had already said that there would be, or maybe I don't know, but a part of this thing is that there will be, yeah, because he's already brought up the thing about the taxes. He's already been shifting gears on that. And oh yeah, one thing my daughter said too, she was like, "Well, they're ending Medicare, you know," and I said, "Good. It's a corrupt thing. Whatever he's starting next is going to be like, I'm gonna, your income is going to be like triple." So yeah, that fucking shit. Take that fucking shit and end it. I don't give a fuck. Their schools, all their shit. It's all like fucking corrupted. Like, we don't want any of their fucking government institution bullshit. So fuck it. I don't give a shit if Medicare ends. Fuck that. Medicaid, all their insurance, like their insurance to keep you sick so that you go in and spend it and they can stick it in the laundry. I'm like, fuck off with this shit. Like, I'm so sick of this shit. And people are so bought into it. And it's just like, it's fucking bullshit. How can you not see? But I'm not in that anymore trying to, get out the drawing board. Look at this, look at this. It's like, no, it's too much tension, especially right now. It's like, man, the tension on our planet is extreme, man. People are fucking dug in deep. And it has to play out to show, and that's what he has said the whole time. You got to show the people, you can't tell them. And yeah, so true. And so it's gonna play out. And I mean, we can feel motivated, like we got to convince them, we got to get them to see, we got to get them to understand. But it's like, no, just let it play out. They're going to be shown in a way they're going to understand it. You trying to override that system is not going to work. You're just going to find yourself frustrated and fighting with people because it's not our job. We're not supposed to be. The universe has got the action. The universe is doing it. It's not up to us. And so it's up to us to focus on ourselves. It's up to us to focus on the things we need to heal, to recognize what we need to heal, not focus on what everybody else needs to heal. That's their thing. That's their problem. We need to focus on ourselves and what we need to heal. So, anyways, I guess there was something else with the money thing. So the people who invested into that is gonna skyrocket, and they're gonna have a lot of money. Apparently, they're gonna be rich, and they're like, dude, keep it. Don't tell anybody. Keep your son. Hide your shit. And which is gonna end up being a good investment. There's gonna be other people who invested in other things. It's gonna fall flat, and they're gonna be real disappointed and real sad. There's people who are invested in, $650,000 houses. They're gonna be real sad when it's not worth $10,000. And but he had also said about the tax on things. So when you buy things that are old, like when you go buy a house, there's going to be no taxes or anything. They're not going to be charging us taxes on our houses and our land and all that shit anymore. And so when you go buy a place, there won't be taxes. But if you go buy new products, there will be. So if you go buy, and it is this stuff that's being, all of the talk on the tariffs and who's sending what and where and who, all of that stuff is about that. So when you're buying things, that there will be money that you have to pay. Like there's gonna be one set tax or something. I think he said of I don't remember. I don't think it was 30%. Maybe it was but there's gonna be a tax on new stuff. But that was the only tax that there will be on anything. So you can buy, old car, no taxes, no licenses, none of that shit. Because all that's going away. All of this drama, I totally think about the immigration is to get us to all realize, like, they cannot fucking tell us where to fucking be. They cannot make us stand under a flag and pledge our allegiance and say, no, we're only doing what they say. No, fuck off with this shit. Unless it's an earth flag and we're all earthlings and, no, because we all stand together. And we are not going to separate under your rules of your flags and all this shit. Because we are human beings. It doesn't matter what the fucking color or size we are. That's what we are. And you can call us to say, well, you're not all humans. Well, who gives a fuck? Like, we're all one species. And so we're the species of earthlings. We are standing together. And we are going to take this world back, and we are going to be free in this world. And so all of this stuff is to get us to come to that conclusion, for us to start being like, no, they could deserve to be here. Everybody deserves to be wherever. And then you have the other group that they are really bleeding in fear, fear, fear. These people will kill you, kill you, kill you. And it's real weird because these people, like, well, shouldn't you be like, oh, cool, have them come in because I'm on my way to heaven? But no, it's weird. There's like a lot of people who believe in the one and only are very fearful of this situation to get there. So it's our world is so full of double standard and like an edge of hypocrisy, of not of saying something but not believing it. Like, so anyways, but that's all going to come to the surface. Well, as long as you're in observation, you'll witness it all. But whatever you've got to go through and feel, don't try and pull out of that so you can observe other people. No, you got to feel your feels. You got to go through your shit, because otherwise you're not moving yourself forward. You're just, in a voyeuristic world, which we have. So, there's so much voyeurism here. I just can't believe it. Like, I to go and sit. If I was sitting in a room, I've been in rooms. I've been around it before, and people start like going to town, kissing like that, or going to town, just going into sex craze, in public around, like we're all sitting in a crowd or sitting at a party. And these two start going at it and going to town. I personally, I don't think the rest of the party goers are sitting there. Well, I mean, there could be some. They're sitting there getting all turned on by it. I think the majority of us would be like, oh, God, get a room. Shut the fuck up. Gross. That we wouldn't be like getting all excited about it. And so when these people off of this show keep being all like, oh, yeah, that's so hot. What? I'm so turned on. What the voyeurism have you got going on, man? Like, oh God, what has happened to our society? Maybe it's the PORN industry has just really knocked the socks off of the younger generations or something. It's like, oh my Lord. So, I don't know. But in a voyeuristic society, you don't want to get caught up in just watching other people fall. You want to pick yourself up and move yourself forward. So don't just go in to watch out of the voyeuristic sense of things, but being in observation is more about, like, you're definitely not getting turned on. You're not getting excited. I mean, it's still sad. It's super sad knowing the pain that people are going through and the loss and the horrible things happening. It's sad. And it is a lot. It's a challenge to your spiritual side to know, like, okay, this isn't real. It's okay in the big scheme of things and stuff, because you see nothing but pain and suffering all around you. And so it's, you have to move yourself out of pain and suffering in order to not be sucked into it. And so that's more of getting yourself into observation, is not getting sucked up into the drama of everything that's going on around you. But yeah, if you're sitting there, just watching people crash and burn and getting off on it, and watching people get off on each other and getting off on it, then yeah, it's a different kind of observation. So, you got to be real with yourself. You got to really be honest with yourself. That's the only way forward as well, is, being truthful with yourself. And so, confirmation, that just cracks me up. So, anyways, so we got drama, drama, drama. The world is playing out on the big screen as it's playing out in real life, real time. The world has got everything coming up for them to show them where they align, and the hate they carry and the anger they carry and the biases they carry. But everybody is so in fear of what it could be or what's going to happen and all that stuff. And it's like, but what's gonna happen and what could happen are different things. Because what's gonna happen is we're gonna switch. We're gonna go the other direction, and everybody's caught up in it to keep going right off the cliff. But no, it's gonna do a switchback. We're gonna go and then woo, go back the other way. It's gonna be really kind of exciting when you think about it. Like we're going like for thrill seeker. You're zooming to the edge and then you spin back and go the other direction. It's going to be pretty exciting. But, a lot of people aren't going to see it coming and it's going to knock their socks off. But there's going to be a lot of disappointment that's going to be attached to it because, yeah, there's going to be people who think like, that they've got something of value, but they don't. And so it's going to be like, it's like go up and then fall flat, but then we're going to build back up. So things in it, and he has lots of plans of putting money back into communities and stuff. That's why we got a cajillion dollars. We got cajillion monies that's going to be coming back into our communities and building us back up and giving us free cities and homes and stuff. So there's not anything that you need to worry about. There's no real fear, but you got to be able to get into the groove of processing loss, the things that you lose, of letting go of them in your heart and your soul, which is a process, man. I mean, I still, sometimes I feel super sad about my house, but man, I mean, I've lost 3 houses, so I've felt sad about them all along, and then there's more stuff. God dang, at the last one because it was so, I was so every single time, yeah, because it was 4. Yeah, because the first one, from when I got divorced, losing that house, the because this is when I wanted to split up, and we had 5 acres and a house out in a real nice area and stuff, and I was miserable. Fuck, I was so miserable in my life at that point. And this is when I started going to nursing school and stuff. So I moved out and got that apartment, and then he, was going crazy, wanted to get me back, and I wanted to live in a neighborhood. I wanted my kids to get to have the experience of growing up in a neighborhood like I did. Like we had so much fun as kids. It was so fun having a neighborhood full of kids and going out, and everybody's out until the lights come on, and we're all out playing, and we did weird shit. We did the weirdest fucking games, because, we weren't in playing video games. We were outside playing hubcap, and there was a couple of games like, so you just saw the kids be sitting around, and a car would drive by, and you would throw something at their wheel, and it would hit into their hubcap, and then we'd all jump up, hubcap, hubcap, and then the people would stop, and then that was the fun. That was our fun thing. And one time though, it stopped us because a car stopped, and it was 4 guys that were hippie guys. They had the long hair. They were hippies back then, and they'd start chasing us. We're all running and hiding and stuff, and over the stupid ass game. Another one we would do too is a group would sit on one side of the street and we would sit on the other side of the street, and then a car would be coming, and then we would all pretend like there was a rope that we were pulling, and so each side would pull suddenly and pull back, and the car would slam its brakes on. Or ding dong ditch, Switch or whatever that is, where you'd run around and you'd ring somebody's doorbell and then you'd run and hide and watch them come to the door. That's the kind of shit that we had fun doing. Like, it was pretty ridiculous and innocent, stupid as shit. But it was fun, man. It was fun times back then. And then in the daytime, we were riding our bikes down hills to run into electric fences and try and stop yourself from getting shocked. So we did dangerous shit. And, anyways, it was fun times, and I wanted my kids to get to have that experience. So I was like, well, I'll get back together with you, but we're going to live in this house, and I want that house. And he said he would buy me whatever house. So that was next house. So that house was gone, and then the next one, I lost that one. I got my brain injury, and then the next one lost that one in the divorce, and then this one lost this one in the tug of war with the banks. So, but I know everything's going to go full circle. Everything's going to work out, and all of the loss will come back to you and gain somehow or another. So it's not, but you have to process through the loss. And to me, the whole thing has always been, well, you can't take it with you. I mean, you can't take it with you. So, I mean, how long are you going to hold on to it? How long, I mean, how important are you going to make it in your life? And so, yeah, all this stuff on it. The last move where I had to leave so much stuff I collected for so long. And it was like, just had to leave it, just had to go and let it go. And so it's, there's a process to loss, no matter what it is, in losing things. And another thing too, though, about death, and the loss of loved ones, is that they're with you still. They're with you. You go, you talk to them. They're still around you. And as soon as you're out of the game, you'll be back with them. You'll see them and hang out with them. They won't be your child or your husband or whatever anymore, but they'll still be a spirit that have fun with. And then but the things, they are real. So they're gone. They're gone, man. So it is, you have to really process through like letting it go, because really you leave this realm, you cannot take this material things with you. You can't load them up and take them with you. It's like, just your soul can go, because your soul is, it's able to traverse, it's able to move through dimensions and stuff. It can't, take all this stuff. Even the baggage you carry from life to life is what you got to be letting go of. Can't carry that baggage into the next one. So the baggage of all of your pain and suffering cannot be carried into the new world. So you got to let go of that baggage too. So there's a lot about loss, but the thing about loss is perspective and priorities. And so, but that's a big part, is letting go of things, letting go of relationships, letting go of people, letting go of things, letting go of perspectives, letting go of ideals, or, things that have you locked in to any kind of anything that you're locked into. It is time to let go of it. It's a shedding. It's a shedding of old you to find the new you. And so it's a process. And that's the process that you want to focus on, not on all of the shit. The only time, to really, um, to, because you don't want to override, don't try and prematurely get into observation. It's got to happen naturally. Otherwise, you're ignoring something, and you're distracting yourself. So you need to go through the process. You need to tune into yourself, listen to your guidance, and really go through the steps of the process. Don't try and jump and be like, well, the spiritual people said that you got to get an observation, so I've just got to get an observation, not think about any of this. No, you don't want to distract yourself from the things you need to heal, because you really have to let go of this shit in order to move forward. You cannot take this shit with you. You can't take material things. You can't take certain relationships. You can't take all the baggage that you are carrying from life to life. You've got to let it all go, and scatter it, like let it go. Yeah, it's like scattering the ashes of who you were, And, and it's kind of like choose a beautiful place and scatter your ashes, let shit go. But the universe is not done yet. So, yeah, it's coming in hard, it's coming in strong, and it's not done. And the only time we're going to know when it's kind of finished with rearrangement is when we're all exhausted and when everybody's just so depleted and it's time to pick yourself up and move forward. But it's going to keep kicking people's ass. And it's going to be a big ass kick when the lights come on. And all of a sudden, people are plugged back into themselves. That is going to be like very dramatic. I just keep seeing it. It's going to be so dramatic. And and I've said it so much and built it so much up, it'd probably be like, it wasn't that bad. I think it's going to be bad. But anyways, you don't want to try and force observation. It's a goal. It's a goal. You want to get to the point where you can watch things and it's just like, yeah, it's just like, you're just watching it all fall apart and watching the world burn as you're, sitting there in Zen. It's not affecting you because you see the bigger picture. I guess that's what I kind of see is a bigger picture. But you'll go through the process and get to where you want to be naturally. But you've got to go through the steps. You got to walk the walk. There's no jumping around and pretending. That's the thing. The universe is going to keep knocking you down. If you keep trying to pretend and put on a fake face and all that stuff, it's going to keep knocking you back. And it's not trying to be mean to you. It's trying to get you to see so you can let go of whatever it is you're holding on to. And there's a lot. I mean, they've created so much insecurity in this world that people hold on to things. And so, anyways, don't try and jump forward where you're not. Don't feel the pressure of like, well, I've got to be in observation. No, where you got to be is where you're at. And where you're at is what you need to work on. So don't try and jump out of where you're at. Go through what it is that's coming to you. But at some point when you can start watching certain things play out and not feel emotionally attached to it, and that doesn't mean like you have no sympathy or empathy or compassion for the tragedies that are going on, but you're not, a basket case. You're not a pool of your own tears and piss. You can sit back and be like, yeah, this is sad, and but it's not going to break you. Because the world is breaking apart, and if you're breaking apart with it, you're holding on to something, and you've got to figure out how to let go of it, because you can't go forward. It's just, you're not, you can't. I've said this the whole time. It's like you're trying to get through the pearly gates carrying a bunch of baggage and it won't fit. You can't get through. So you're stuck on the bridge until you can let go and move through with nothing. Once you can move through with nothing except for your own integrity, your own self-esteem, your own self-respect, then you can move through. You glide right on through. But that's why you got to bring you, elevate yourself. Elevate you. Don't spend your time trying to elevate everybody, wake everybody up and get them to understand. No, work on your own elevation. Work on your own leaving shit behind and moving forward into, the hopes and dreams of what you desire for your life. But if you have shallow, superficial desires, it's going to keep knocking you back and knocking you back until you get your head on straight, until you get your priorities right. And things will happen, dramas will happen to kind of get you to reprioritize. So that's all going to happen naturally. That's the universal action. And so right now in the natural world, Japan is on the cutting, and it's a small little water kind of. I don't think it's an island, but it's small, and it's well, they've had like 1,000 earthquakes, and they're expecting a 9.5, and they've been in this mass evacuation or something, and where people are saying Godzilla's coming back. Could be. We may start having a bunch of big, if the Kraken's gonna come. But this one person was like, the Kraken, there's Godzilla and stuff. These are higher minded. Like, it's not something that we would need to fear. Like giants and stuff. People are scared, like, because they're giants. They're scared because they're this or that. Well, you're getting too caught up on what something looks like. It's things aren't always as they appear. Just remember that. So, and that plays out in all sections, segments, aspects of life. So things are not as they appear, just like that's a big one that was playing out right now. And so it appears, yeah, that, you know, people are saying that, you know, they're just going to kill Mexicans because they're Mexican. It's like, well, you know, that is bringing up a lot of, like, they already did that shit. And so this is what's coming to the surface, the horrible crimes that have been done against humanity for a long ass time. And so, and the tribes have got a lot to say about it because they have been, um, they have been, projects was the word I was trying to think of yesterday, the apartments that they built to try and hold the poor people in with the projects. But the isolation, the ghettos, the reservation, all the things that they did to create the separation, to put these people into oppression. And they're all coming out to the surf because they have been mutilated and murdered. And there's a whole thing going around, you know, that they're not just taking these people, they're going and doing surgery on them to make it where they can't have babies anymore. And then they're, I guess, dropping them in the ocean from planes up in the air. And so why do the surgery if you're going to kill them? Like, what? Why would you do that? But, oh, in case they could swim miles to shore somewhere. So, yeah, the whole thing is like, it's so absurd. Like, this blue chair shit, too. It's like, oh, some of the shit's so absurd. It's like, somebody, in this conversation yesterday, somebody was like, oh, I think I saw your chair in the back of one of those trucks. I said, so the delivery guy's still driving around with the chair. I just started laughing. Like, oh, Lord. Oh, Lord, Lord, Lordy. So, I would still, if my chair was missing, I'd still be out there talking to the gnomes and the dwarves, or the, you know, the little, the fairies or whatever, this other realm. I'd be like, please bring my chair back. Like, that's who I'd be talking to. I wouldn't be suspicious over delivery drivers. Like, I don't know. I think that they would want to keep their $17 an hour job of driving around all day, doing what they want to fucking do, instead of possibly selling a chair for $10 on Marketplace. Like, okay. Okay. It's like, yeah, you could love the chair, but really, you know, it's got more value to you than it does to anybody else. So you're the one who spent the big bucks on it. And it's like, it's so weird. But maybe that's part of, like, you gotta let go of shit, man. You know, and it's gonna be coming at you in all different directions. So, anyways, so just, you know, again, focus on you. That's what I'll say. And we'll move towards this ending. Well, it's not ending, it's beginning the day, actually. So here's the situation. I'm real excited to start this B12, man, this week. Because just how much hair falls out all the time. It stresses me the fuck out, man. It's like, fuck, man, it keeps going like this. Am I gonna have any hair left? And I started on a new thing, lemon balm. I saw a thing about lemon because the guts are under attack. So lemon balm is something about gut health and stuff. So anyways, I started on that, and I don't know if it gets rid of, I don't really know. I don't remember. I saw something about it yesterday, and I was like, fuck, I'm gonna get some of that. And I put it in my cart, and I was like, I swear I got some of this for Stella already. So I went and I looked through all the pills. Yes. So I had some, so I took it this morning. I feel kind of nauseous right now, too. It's like, fuck. I did to go back onto the CHDX, too. And, because you gotta detox, man. Fuck, you gotta get this shit out of you. Like, they're poisoning the fuck out of us, I swear to God. And I don't think, like, that's Donald doing it. I mean, we got RFK trying to fight against it. And then gets the corporations, you know, who the lab hires to get us to get sick so that they can offer us the the magic pill to save us. So, anyways, so my eyes basically the same. No big change there. There's always stuff though. It's like the stuff that comes out of it. And so that, and then my tooth. Look at that. God, look how much better that looks. God, when I very first had it, it's such a big black gaping hole. Like, God dang, girl, take care of your teeth. It's looking better. Because I have taken care of my teeth, man. I can't even tell you because I was so focused on taking care of my teeth for so long. And then that dentist, these fucking teeth. I'm like, fuck, man. I was pissed a bit, and I thought, okay, well, at least, I know it's just running. At least I have the implants, because I thought, that's back when I still thought the doctors knew what the fuck they were doing. They're not just practicing on us. They're just practicing. Like, you got to take the time to heal yourself. Don't run to them because they're just going to practice on you and make things worse. But whatever I was saying, the practice, medical, doctors, what the fuck was I saying? There was something else I was saying. Sometimes I'll get a flash of things I've said, and I'm like, did I finish saying about that? Did I just cut off? Like, I cut off all the time. And it was something yesterday I said, and I was like, man, did I finish saying about that? And now I can't remember what it was. So, or I would have said it, finished it, but now I can't remember. So, that's the way it goes. Was it the tooth thing? I don't know. But anyways, oh yeah, because the teeth. Oh yeah, because I thought the implants, would stay. No, my body rejected them. And so my body rejects a lot of stuff. Like, everything that they do has caused a problem, extra problems for me since the beginning of them doing anything to me, which I wish I would have understood more of, what this place was and stuff. But back when I was younger, it was a lot of, because they gotta let destiny play out. Your guides can't stop destiny. They can't tell you to not do something before, because you're here for the ride. So they can't stop you from your ride. And so, when you look back, you're like, oh, I wish I would have known that sooner. Like, I wish I would have understood that they were practicing on us and that they didn't know what the fuck they were doing, and that we should never let them cut into us or any of this shit. That we always have the abilities to heal ourselves. We have nature around us to help us and stuff. Which, there was a story yesterday also I heard out in this conversation, was friends of theirs, I think they're from the church or something, and they were very homeopathic, naturopathic. They don't go to the doctor. They don't do any of these on their kid, nothing. And then one of their kids just had a ruptured appendix, and so they ended up having to put him in the hospital. Then they said, oh, they couldn't do the surgery, he's too sick. So then they had to put him on antibiotics and stuff. And then they found a cyst. So they're doing one surgery on him. Then they got to let him heal from that one. Then they're going to take out this blown up appendix or something. So the family's kind of freaking out because they're against the whole system, but they don't know what to do. And so I was thinking, man, I just, we got to listen to our bodies. All from even people who have been trying, and there has to be things that start leading in to show you that something's going off, and that's where we got to start trying to figure out, well, this isn't working right, so I need to, and we got to have bigger understanding of the plants and the natural medicines. And that's why I've said these people who have been really focused on that is going to be like their gifts, they're the gifts from God kind of thing, the people who are going to understand and teach us so much about this kind of stuff, because the plants are what can save us, so we don't end up having our appendixes blow up and shit, so infections and stuff. So I don't know all the different things, I don't know how to stop some of this stuff. Like, I just know I had my gallbladder taken out, and they said, oh, you don't even need it. And then years and years later, then the doctors are all like, oh, fuck, no. And they're still taking them out of people. And people are saying, don't let them take it out of you. You've got two different groups of doctors. You've got this group and you got this group. You got the awakened group and the ones that just are dead ass corporate, money making, greedy, I don't know, go sleep, whatever drives them. But the ones that are awake and are catching on, they're saying, no, you do need it. It breaks down your food, all this stuff. And I've had problems the whole time since they took it out. So, yeah, I believe these ones, not these ones. Now I tell everybody, don't do it. Do everything natural you can. And there's a lot of natural things you can do, because I've heard those people who are all into the herbs and stuff. If you got this problem, take this. You got this problem, take this. So, anyways, it's all about you, baby. It's all about you learning how to take care of yourself, finding the information you need, and being on your path to the best version of you. So, like I said, don't try and jump into observation because you think that's where you need to be. No, you don't need to be there. It can be your goal, but what you need to be is letting go of this old world, letting go of the parts of you that were a part of that world and a part of a lot of other worlds, and getting yourself into a place of peace, of love, baby, love, peace and love. So that's where you want to head yourself, into where it's authentic, like you really do feel love and peace for everybody, and you're not trying, because to me it's another thing, you can't hide your dark side. You got to come into love with your dark side and appreciate, we all have it. It's not like you can't, and you're the one who's got to manage it. You're the one who's got to find, how much cold, how much hot do I want in this shower. You're the one who has to find that balance in you. So you have to find where you want to set your dial. And you may shift it around. You may go into one climate and you're like, I'm going to turn it a little back this way. You got to be open your mind, open your view, open everything up about you to set your new destination to the best version of self. Because I'm telling you, learning how to love yourself, learning how to love everybody else, and learning how to have the day you want to have, that's the goal. So work on your goals, and then we'll talk about it again tomorrow, because I'm sure there's going to be drama today. So anyways, but let's go. The 14th and the 21st, come on, baby, make these dates count. So anyways, I'll talk to you later. Bye.